I'm in Japan right now, and every single time that I say that I'm from the United States, people look at me with disdain and disgust, and I have to explain myself every fucking time. I've been to Europe, the same fucking thing applies. It is embarrassing at this point. I have no words for it anymore. It's just disgusting and embarrassing. I have no fucking words.
If you voted for Trump, you are not allowed in Mexico. You are not allowed in Cabos, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Aguascalientes, none of that. Guess what, baby? That's all in Mexico. You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't go there. Stay in your country. Figure it out. Vacation, I don't know, maybe Nebraska perhaps. What are the red states that you love so much? Stay there. Don't have margaritas, don't have tequila, no tacos, no enchiladas, none of that for you. Stick to what you know. Maybe a burger, perhaps, no cheese.
I was in Paris for the last few days, and they just genuinely hate us. Like, I told a few people who said, like, where are you from? American. And they literally just wanted to smack me in the face. They were like, are you a bad person? And I was like, I was like, no. They were like, do you like Trump? I was like, no. But it was a vicious hatred. I had one conversation with this guy late night, and he was like, you are the leader of the free world. You are not setting a good example. And it's like, when a French dude says it, I just want to disagree. I'm like, I agree with you, but it was tough. It was tough.
We just got back our gas and electricity bill for this month, and it was $810. Everyone in my area has been saying that their bill has been really expensive this month.
I just want to point out that her bill was $200 last month. Yeah. So it quadrupled. And she's in northern Indiana, and I would put money on her bill being easily over $1,200 next month.
I'm really confused at why I keep finding MAGA followers on my page. My page is to help people escape the USA. Let me be clear, MAGA. You need to stay in the United States. You voted for this outcome. You cheered for Trump. You demanded this chaos. Now you get to live with it. Most people in the world disagree with you and do not want to see you. The anti-American sentiment that's growing is not aimed at every American. It's aimed at you, at the people who supported the guy who wrecked alliances, praised dictators, pulled out of climate agreements, and made the US look like a circus on the global stage. So when you think you can just pack a bag and move somewhere else to get away from the downfall of the USA, nope. Other countries have been watching you and your party. They saw the rallies, the chants, the hate that you enabled, and they do not want that hate exported into their communities. You voted for isolation. You voted for division. You voted for a man who promised walls. My page is for the people you voted against. So don't follow me and stay in your burning country that you created.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, MAGA people, they are waking up and realizing that they are not welcome in abroad, or majority of them who are going in abroad, they are finding abroad to be hostile to them simply because of how their political it has influenced others country. We are seeing that these MAGA people, they're the ones who made their country to be not respected right now because of how these people they voted. We saw how MAGA people they voted for harsh immigration policies. We saw how immigrants people they were being deported back to their country. So right now also the MAGA people they have been started also to receive the same hostile reception from abroad countries. So we are seeing the countries like Finland, we are seeing the countries like Ireland and also Mexico and also France. These countries abroad also they are teaching these MAGA people a lesson. So Kali guys, I want you to continue watching this the rest of the video, then I'll be back with more comment. Remember to give a video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel.
I didn't realize how loud and obnoxious Americans were until you travel abroad. Yeah, like from birth we're taught you are an individual and you are unique. You are the best you there has ever been. You are the best version of you. And here's the deal, kids. You're not that unique. You're another person whose parents raw dogged, and you're just trying to get through this shit show called life like the rest of us. You're probably the worst version of you, and you could do it 1,000,000 times better by shutting the fuck up and quit screaming at the restaurant table. How about that? How about quit telling everybody how unique they are? I don't think that's helpful. I think it's damaging.
After we finish, defeating Iran, which is being very badly defeated. Pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
People don't hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because we go around the world dropping bombs on them and acting like a bully. Because if you're actually worried about U.S. national security, you should be a lot less worried about Greenland and immigrants and a lot more worried about how Trump's words and actions are causing people all around the world to radicalize against Americans. And with good reason. When the President of the United States is openly discussing invading and stealing a foreign country, not because they committed an act of war against us or because we have any territorial claim to that land, but because he wants it. When they go in and kidnap a foreign leader, no matter how hated, and when he makes no secret of the fact that his interest in those countries is to plunder their natural resources, why would anyone like us? And I'm not even talking about governments here. I'm talking about individuals and individuals that form groups, especially when they see that their governments and institutions aren't doing enough to condemn and stop the United States of America. There are Americans who get this and Americans who don't. And to the ones who don't, you need to wake the F up and realize he's the one causing anti-American sentiment to go through the roof.
People really don't think that we are proud to live in our country, and that's just because the media is loud.
That we're vulgar and dark and mean, and that's what the world, I think, thinks about us, but we're not.
That we're all like Southern, like Texas. Like I feel like people like think of Texas when they think of America. America's like a lot more diverse than like you kind of see from the outside.
That we're all full of discourse or hate. We're not.
That we're all not united and we all need to get along.
There's a lot more love and understanding and acceptance and kindness than you hear in the news.
We're open and loving and wonderful people.
We love people.
Yeah.
A lot of people in other countries kind of see it as that we're not really like proud of our country, and I really want that to be known that we are, for the most part.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
I don't know.
What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War? Huh.
Barack Obama's, they expanded Medicaid to young, healthy adults. And so what the House has done, which I've been advocating for a long time, is if you're a young, healthy adult, you should be working and you shouldn't be getting Medicaid and sitting at home just getting a government check.
This is a PSA for the Magas. If you are planning to vacation abroad, especially to Europe, don't do it. Don't do it. They don't want you there. And if you do it, please wear your MAGA hat and take videos. I want to know what happens. Now, the reason that I'm telling you this is because I was on a phone call with my daughter who moved to Finland last week. I was talking to my daughter. She just finished brunch and she was walking outside with her husband. Clearly, by their English dialect, they are Americans, right? This man approached her husband asking if he was American and where he's from. Now, her husband said, they're from Florida, which is clearly the wrong answer because everybody in the whole wide world knows how special, and not in a good way, Florida is. That man started yelling, and I heard him on the phone. He was like, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Donald Trump. Finally, my daughter said, yeah, fuck him, fuck him. That was the way she got that man to shut up. Then her husband, who is Chilean, said, hey, I speak Spanish. I'm from Chile. Really, I'm originally from Chile. Dude, you should have said that in the beginning because didn't I tell you that if you're Latino, you need to use that card? Now, my daughter was able to calm down the guy because she agrees with his statement. And you got to understand that these Europeans are able to voice their opinion because what Donald Trump is doing is affecting the whole wide world. This war didn't need to happen. This was a choice and he definitely chose wrong. So I'm definitely going to allow him to have his voice. So when I go over there to Finland in about a month, I'm hoping I can get people on camera to tell you exactly what I'm saying right now to you, that they don't want you over there and that they believe he's the worst president ever. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day.
Trump is being protested all over the world. MAGA in Europe means make America go away. Europe is also wondering, where are all the adults in the USA? And this sign, it's my favorite. It's fucking brilliant. The USA already has too much ice. Those are some of my favorite signs from a massive protest that took place at the US Embassy in Copenhagen, Denmark over the weekend, because Europe is fucking pissed. And today, Sunday, January 18th, the EU is meeting in an emergency capacity to try to figure out how they are going to respond to Trump's latest tantrum, where he's threatening to impose tariffs if they don't give him Greenland. And watching the people protest in Denmark and in Minneapolis, I think the real lesson here is that winter people people are not to be trifled with. And look, I'm a Midwesterner. I grew up near Chicago, et maintenant j'ai un pied à terre à Québec, so j'aime l'hiver. I like winter, but I cannot winter like these people can winter. Look at the Danes and the Greenlanders looking downright cozy while they are protesting. They're not cold at all. And look at the Minnesotans. They are building protest sleds. They are out singing to ice. They are bundled up, and this cold is not deterring them at all. And it reminds me of something a friend of mine said years ago. It was brilliant, and I've never forgotten it. They said, there's no bad weather, there's only bad clothing. And I'm keeping that in mind because we're going to be protesting for the long haul, y'all, and we cannot wait for nice weather to do it. So gotta up the gear.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes, I just found out that I'm like dying.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, like, I need to get this surgery or I'm gonna die.
Yeah. No. Totally. Totally.
So can I get that?
Yeah. And how much did you work this month?
How much? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we just made a new rule that like if you want to deserve to like live, you need to be working 80 hours per month and like report that on our portal.
Why?
We're just trying to make sure that people aren't like taking advantage of our system. You know, like there's all these like able-bodied young men who aren't getting jobs. They're just like sitting on their couches playing video games. You know, like there's like able-bodied. Able-bodied.
I don't have a Bible. I'm a Catholic.
Yes, you do. You still have a Bible.
No, we do not. You are wrong. I believe in Catholicism, not the Bible.
Yeah, I don't know why he says no Bible.
We have our own Bible.
Okay.
Or not Bible. We have our own book that has Gospels in it. But they're not from the Bible. They're from the Catholicism book.
That moment when you go into a Northern Ireland bar and are immediately accused of being a bad person because you're from the United States.
Well, that's kind of odd. I travel around a bit. I got a couple stamps in the old passport. I've never had anyone assume I'm a bad person just because I'm an American. Luckily, she did a story time, and we can find out why.
Gave us our pints, what have you. Then the gentleman said, "Are you American?" And I said, "Yes, we're American." And I'm not lying to you when I say it instantly went from, "Yes, I'm American," to, "Well, who'd you vote for?"
Exactly. I'd ask.
And I kind of was just shocked. I'm like, wow, that was very direct. And I said, we're on vacation. We're trying to get away from all of that. We don't really want to talk about it.
Which means she voted for Trump. I've never met anyone that voted for Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, ever be embarrassed about their vote or forthcoming about it. There's only one group of people that won't tell you who they voted for, which is how you know who they voted for. The absolute audacity to think that you get to vote for Donald Trump, who's starting wars across the world, who is very anti-Palestine when Ireland is extremely pro-Palestine. The audacity to even visit other countries with the way you want people treated in this country. Now, she tried to say, oh, y'all don't know who I voted for. Y'all don't know who I voted for. Well, you didn't delete all your reposts.
Oh, so you really don't care about illegal immigrants being detained by ICE and families being separated? No.
And you're surprised people in other countries don't want you there. The absolute fucking audacity.
Now, I'm a Medicaid provider, so let's say we have a patient. Let's call her Mary. And Mary lives in a rural part of the country, and she works at her local grocery store as a checkout clerk. It's a minimum wage job. It offers no benefits, but she gets her health care through Medicaid. Now, times are hard, and her grocery store got hit particularly hard by tariffs and supply chain issues, so they have to lay Mary off. Now, Mary is scrambling to find a job so that she can stay eligible for Medicaid. But unfortunately, a lot of people in her small town got hit by these layoffs, and there really isn't much work to be had. And the nearest town with work is about a 35-minute drive away, but unfortunately, Mary doesn't have a car, and the public transportation system in her town is particularly dismal. So she keeps trying to find work, but unfortunately during this time she loses access to Medicaid, which means she loses access to her primary care doctor, her specialist, and the ability to get medications. And without those things, Mary's health starts to deteriorate, and she's in and out of her local emergency room with flare-ups of her diseases. And now she's racking up tons of medical debt. As Mary's health continues to decline, she realizes that she can't really stand for prolonged periods of time because of her rheumatoid arthritis, and she realizes that being a checkout clerk is no longer going to work, so she looks for other jobs, more sedentary jobs like a receptionist, but unfortunately a lot of those jobs require prior experience, which Mary doesn't have, so she doesn't get hired for those. She tries to apply for disability and then volunteer and do some community service so she can get access to Medicaid and her healthcare again. But unfortunately, the process to do this is very bureaucratic. There's tons of red tape. It's confusing, and a lot of it requires access to either a smartphone or the internet, both of which Mary lost access to because when her services got cut off, she couldn't pay the bills. She had to choose between her utilities and food, and Mary chose food. All of this is extraordinarily stressful for Mary, and she's still trying to find work, but she's getting sicker and sicker. And one morning she wakes up and she's really nauseous. She's vomiting. She's got a headache. She's dizzy. She's got chest pain. She's short of breath. She's a little confused. So she calls 911, and the ambulance comes to pick her up to take her to the emergency room. Unfortunately, her local emergency room has closed because it was primarily getting its funding through Medicaid, and with all these Medicaid cuts, they had to shut their doors. So the ambulance is forced to take Mary to an even further emergency room outside of town. But unfortunately, by the time she gets there, she has slipped into a coma. When she gets there, they test her. They find out she has diabetic ketoacidosis from missing her insulin, not by choice. She couldn't afford it. And she winds up in the ICU for a few days, and unfortunately, Mary dies. So let's pause there and have this discussion. So do you guys think that Mary was a freeloader? Do you think that she was just someone who was sitting at home getting a government check, milking the system? Or was she a victim of that system? Was she stuck in this vicious, perpetual feedback loop from which she couldn't escape? Were there many systemic and structural issues that were impacting Mary's ability to get care, Mary's ability to get work? Don't let MAGA Republicans gaslight you into thinking that these are just work requirements. They're not Medicaid cuts. They are most certainly Medicaid cuts. We have data to support this. They did this in Arkansas, and when that happened in Arkansas, what happened was 18,000 people lost access to their health care, and it had no impact in employment. What this is going to do is it's going to make millions of people lose their health care. This will make the chronic disease epidemic worse, not better. People are going to get sicker. People are going to die. Rural healthcare systems are going to collapse. That is going to further exacerbate the already existing healthcare disparities, which contribute a lot to our chronic disease epidemic in this country. It's not good. As a physician who accepts Medicaid patients, I'm telling you right now, this is not good. But what can you expect from the pro-life, Make America Healthy Again party? Am I right?
Barack Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around.
You wouldn't have gone on holiday to Nazi Germany, would you? You wouldn't have gone and spent your hard-earned money in a state that was actively committing a genocide, would you? You wouldn't have knowingly gone and spent your money and therefore supported an economy of a state that was knowingly committing human rights monstrosities, would you? So why the fuck are we still going to America on vacation?
Day one of wearing a MAGA hat in Canada until I am assaulted.
Do you ever think like, good God, I'm trying so hard to lose weight and I'm doing everything right, but it's so hard to make those good choices. I feel like there's something in the food. Let me tell you why I believe that. I came to America about 30 years ago. I was really thin. My whole family was thin. We were eating the same foods at home. We were not going out to eat at McDonald's. We were making everything at home. And we massively started gaining weight on the same food we would have been eating back home. Now, we were less educated than we are now, so we didn't know what was going on and we didn't know what to look for. Fast forward to today, and this has happened with 3 families I have helped come over from either Russia or Ukraine. Right now, I'm helping one family from Russia, and there's like 6 of them, and they are all of a healthy weight. Yesterday, I talked to them, and they're like, Liana, we're gaining weight. Like, we're all gaining weight. And like the mom, she's thin, right? And she's like, we don't know what's going on. So they started like looking at the food. For example, they noticed there's a lot of sugar in the milk. And compared to what they're used to back home, I'm not even talking about added sugar. I mean, it says that it's not added sugar, but compared to the kind of milk they were eating, tons of sugar. So they've completely cut out the sugar. She's trying to walk like 15,000 steps. She said, I wasn't really walking that much over there, but like now here I'm feeling like I have to keep moving my body in order to maintain my weight. There is something in the food. There are added things. There are things that change the way we feel hunger. I don't know what that is. I'm not a scientist, but just by basic example of seeing these people coming to America, always having been thin and now all of a sudden being like, what the actual F is happening? This, my friends, is evidence, whatever that may be, that something is up. And I'm not saying they're just sitting on their butt. Maybe that's a factor, right? But I'm sorry. It's not that big of a difference in movement. And these people are trying to move their body. They're trying to do things. They're trying to get out and about. But something is in the food. And they're not going out to restaurants at all because they don't speak English and they don't feel comfortable going to a restaurant trying to order. So everything is home cooked. Everything. They don't bring in sodas. They don't bring in any of the like junky in the middle foods because they don't really know what it is. So they try to stay away from it. Yet still they are gaining weight. So if there's anything this story can tell you, my dear friend, it's not just you. You are not lazy. There's a food component there. I don't know what it is, man, but example, when I moved to Korea, I lost 40 pounds in the first 2 months. No, I was not walking that much more in order to lose 20 pounds a month, right? something's in our food system. Okay, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but I just look at every family that I've helped come to America, and every time, about 4 months in, they're like, I don't know what's happening to my body. I don't feel good, and I'm gaining weight, and oh my God, what are we doing?
I never thought this day would come, but here it came. Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, Trump. I've stuck with you through the trade war. I've stuck with you through all this other fucking bullshit. But fuck you, Trump. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck Trump. We bomb Iran for no fucking reason. I know the reason. There is a reason. The reason is fucking Israel. Americans have fucking died for fucking Israel. No other reason than just for fucking Israel.
Liberal Canadians can't stand Donald Trump. I was just waiting for this restaurant to open, and there was a Canadian couple. They started talking to me, and the guy's like, where are you from? Like, I'm from California. And he was like, don't worry, don't just tell people you're Canadian, don't tell them you're American. I was like, okay, like, haha. And then he's like, I was like, yeah, I was just in New York. He's like, we're boycotting the United States until Trump's out of office. And I'm like, you know, Trump's doing not a lot of great things, but like, it's still better than Canada. Like, Canada's a joke. Like Justin Trudeau, I mean, kind of laughing stock. And some of these liberal Canadians are pretty radical.
America looks like shit and feels like shit to live in, and they do it on purpose because it's how they sell you consumerism. When scientists wanted to study addiction in the 1970s, they did a bunch of experiments giving rats the option to either, you know, have heroin water or have normal water. And of course, all the rats were addicted to the heroin water until they learned that in an environment with healthy social relationships, other rats, plenty of things to do, plenty of food, plenty of like playing areas, the rats never picked the heroin. We're so quick to say that the ugliness that's a part of capitalism is just a byproduct, but it's actually an essential feature of capitalism. Because if we were surrounded by nature and other people and healthy relationships and walkable communities and so on and so forth, we wouldn't form a relationship with Starbucks. We wouldn't form a relationship with brands. We wouldn't constantly use these things as like this comfort blanket of, well, everything sucks, but at least I can go do this. At least I can pay for this, you know, little sliver of experience. And I think this is why capitalism is so exacerbated in America, because it's like, we're a young country. We don't have culture. We don't have history. We're not like Europe or Asia. We literally are founded on slavery, colonialism, and like mass immigration. And we're just like a fucking melting pot of all these. And we celebrate it. We say diversity is our strong suit. But really, we're just like this homogenized nothingness, right? For corporations to just swoop in and enact their divine right. And obviously, I'm not saying that this is like deliberately planned, but it just is so much like in favor of the corporations. Why would they want to make anything pretty? Why would they want to conserve public spaces? Like the biggest players in our society, in our culture, literally do nothing to contribute back to us. And so this is the real reason America has a drug problem. Drugs are not illegal in Spain. Drugs are not illegal in a lot of places in the world. People have very easy access to drugs in a lot of places in the world, and they aren't addicted. Why? Because their environment is better than ours. They have a community. They have walkable places. They're surrounded by nature. They actually appreciate art. There's a culture there. They don't just have this like soulless, amorphous fucking like video game lobby that is America. And I feel like this is all just like wrapped in a big bow of irony at the end of the day, because it's like crime, drug consumption, degeneracy, all these things that like conservatives are staunchly against and are like, oh, we need to be hard on that. We need to be, you know, traditional, blah, blah, blah. These are all like natural symptoms of capitalism that will become more and more exacerbated as capitalism sinks itself deeper into its like contradictions. And this is why I used to make so much content about how individualism and like these notions of free will are really destructive, because that's sort of like we have this like moral grandstanding that makes up for these like apparent symptoms of capitalism. We just say like, oh, you know, it's like it's the people's fault. They're just lazy. They could be rich if they tried, blah, blah, blah. Like on top of capitalism having its contradictions, it's just so like deeply anti-human, anti-spirituality, anti-connection and realization. It literally asks you to deny the evidence of your own eyes in favor of some like mythical notion of economic progress and prosperity. I don't know. That's all I got.
Good luck, Canada, hating USA. This will not end well for you. You know what? Thank you. I appreciate you posting this, because what you've posted is exactly what I abhor. Go look up that word. Oh, wait. All right, good. Okay. It's exactly what I abhor. I abhor a lack of education. I abhor chosen stupidity, right? There's different kinds of problems that go on in many countries. And by the way, it happens in Canada as well. You guys just have 10 times the population, so I feel like statistically, mathematically, I know that's another thing you don't want to talk about, you have a bigger issue. Because ignorance can be taught, right? I can be ignorant of things. I can sit down in a classroom or get a book or watch a YouTube video, and I can become enlightened. I can become aware and educated. Right? I dare say I can become woke. It's not the point of this TikTok. My problem is people who choose stupidity, right? When you choose ignorance, I use the word stupid purposefully because you, with Google available, and the whole world of information at your fingertips, have chosen to remain ignorant. Have chosen to allow stereotype and prejudice to drive your thought and your action. You have chosen to believe an individual who has 34 felonies and lies if he's speaking. You've chosen to believe him because he's promised to make you a superhero. Hun, when you choose ignorance, you're stupid. You've chosen stupid, and I have no problems using that terminology to call you because you have everything available in your wheelhouse to actually get unstupid. And I've used that purposely too because I think that if I use the kind of language you understand, maybe you'll listen a little bit more. There are incredible people in the United States doing incredible things. They're innovators, they're scientists, they're educators, and you are supporting an individual in an administration who wants to wipe them all out. Who thinks that education is the anti-progress, that education is actually problematic. Why? Because he wants to pull you back to 1952, maybe even 1914. He wants to pull you back to an era in the United States where you don't have power, you don't have control, you have to sit home, shut up, and just listen to what the one newspaper has to say in order to educate you so they can keep you on the same hamster wheel you've been running for all the while. I don't hate people in the United States, hon. But I do really dislike potatoes. And when you choose stupid, well, you're just a vegetable, hon.
Always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
Should Donald Trump take over Greenland?
I don't know why not. That sounds like a good idea.
Really?
Yeah.
How is he going to pull it off?
Well, I think we just go up and say, hey, we're here.
You think that could possibly work? Is there any world in which that works?
The USA.
USA is the answer?
Yeah.
So you think that if he goes to Greenland and says USA, that it will then become USA?
I think they're all going to say, hell yeah, MAGA, baby.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they?
Because it's such a strange idea, and it's like, sovereign land.
You America. Best country on earth, right?
Why do so many Americans think that we're the best country in the world? That's easy, because we've been trained to believe it since pre-kindergarten. Since preschool, we're literally saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, before we even know what the word allegiance means.
Okay, Trump 24 or before. What does that mean to you?
He's already president. He's already president. He's our president.
Meaning Donald Trump is president now?
He's president now.
What?
I believe he is.
But how would that work? Because Joe Biden has been the president, right?
He's been the president. Obama said that he would like to run a third term if he could sit in his basement and call the shots, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
But you just said that it's Obama's third term, but also that Trump is president.
He's calling the shots at all this mess that's going on right now and all the disasters that he's caused. Yeah.
But how is Obama calling the shots if Trump is still president?
It's the dumbest question you could ask. Obama is sitting back and telling Biden what to do.
I can't do this anymore, man. My head's about to explode.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden's not president?
Say that again.
3 things that I can't comprehend in American supermarket as a Russian. Let's go, I'll show you. I used to be a shipped shopper in 2020, and since then I have these questions in my brain. What the hell is this? Ingredients: high fructose corn syrup, natural and artificial flavors, sucralose, blue one, which potentially can cause cancer. Who is gonna buy this? Like, why would they keep producing it if no sane parent would buy this, right?
I did everything I was supposed to do. I was in the military, I went to college, I worked, and we can't buy a home. What did I do wrong? I'm a nurse and I love it. I love it. It's great.
And what does your husband do?
He's a manufacturing tech at Intel. So we have pretty good jobs, decent jobs.
Do you feel like those jobs are enough to cover your living expenses? And
not even close. We pay about $3,000 in rent.
We just got back our gas and electricity bill for this month, and it was $810. Everyone in my area has been saying that their bill has been really expensive this month.
I just want to point out that her bill was $200 last month. Yeah. So it quadrupled. And she's in northern Indiana, and I would put money on her bill being easily over $1,200 next month. You know, I talked about this for about a year with people saying I was a fearmonger, warning people that this was coming. And look, I understand that there's people that follow me much more closely than others, and they've seen me make a lot of these videos. But it's important that as many people as possible see this. Not everyone sees my videos all the time, right? And that's why I keep talking about it, honestly. I'm trying to help people. What I'm telling you is this is only the beginning, okay? A lot of people think this is the end. It's not. This is still the beginning. If you live in an area where you see your electric bill skyrocketing the last year or two, that is not going to stop happening. You need to take whatever action you can as soon as possible to mitigate that damage as much as possible by conserving energy or switching to solar or whatever you can manage with your budget in your household.
So the VP of Campbell's Soup was caught on tape saying some wild things about the company. He basically said only poor people buy the soup, and he doesn't even eat it himself because he thinks it's nasty. He also claimed there's 3D printed bioengineered meat in it, and it's not healthy at all. Like, wow. It's crazy because as the VP, he's literally giving consumers a reason to stop buying the product.
This is a reminder. While ICE is terrorizing Mexicans and immigrants of everywhere, and really Americans as well, I'm at the Mexican border right now, and this is what it looks like in the mornings on any given Thursday while people need their dental work done. Any given Thursday, it's all Americans coming to get their dental work done because you know why? They can't afford to get their dental work done in the States.
I bet you didn't know that you can fly from America to China, get all of your teeth done, porcelain veneers, then have a vacation in China and fly back to America for less than half the cost of actually getting your teeth done in America. I'm going to do it right now.
So guys, I hope you have watched those compilations of video, and for real you can see how the Maga people, they are being taken from the abroad countries. We have been seeing the countries like Mexico, how they've been dealing with the Maga people. The Maga people, that the ones who they lost the respect for because of how these people they voted. You know, their politics, it has influenced the world, and also because of how these people they voted, the whole world was watching, and the whole world saw what Maga people they did to their country. You know, these people, that the ones who voted for harsh immigration policies, and because of that we saw how the ICE, it has been deporting people from their country back to their country. We have been seeing how the immigrants people, they were being detained, how they were being kidnapped. So you can see how the ICE was separating their families because they want to deport either the father or the mother. So you can see because of all that, the whole world was watching what Americans they were doing to the immigrant people. And also right now you can see the countries in abroad, and also it is not only in abroad, also Europe countries also, they are rejecting Maga. So right now Maga people, they are now realizing that it is like the whole world, it is against them. And also these people are the ones who brought this problem, because how can they go ahead and vote for harsh migration policies? How can they go ahead and vote for immigrants to be deported back to their country, and yet you guys, you want to travel and to go to the same countries that you are deporting immigrants people, and also you will meet with the same reception. So we are seeing also how Maga people that are coming out complaining how they are being treated abroad, how they are being treated in Europe. And this is just the beginning, because these people they came out and showed the world who they are, because these people they've been voting for racism. These people that have been voting against their own interests. They didn't think they didn't think very well this decision will come and affect also them, because the whole world, it has been rejecting Maga. And also we have been seeing, like right now in America, they've been losing a lot of money simply because the tourists, they are not going to America. You can see the Canadians, they were going to America for vacation, but right now you can see it is just a few people from Canada who are going to United States for vacation. This is to tell you that Americans tourism right now, they have lost a lot of money. Go and see, go check the result, and you will compare since DJT came in office and when Joe Biden was in office. You can see how the tourism it has really gone down, and this is to tell you that the rest of the world, they are avoiding to go to America simply because of how America itself shows to the world. Because we saw how they are treating tourism, immigrants people. We are seeing how they've been treating tourism. So this is to tell you that these people, they're the ones who have killed their own tourism sector, and this is because of them just voting without thinking. So guys, I just want also to read a few comments and see what majority of people that have come out and say in the comment section. Now this one saying that we don't want Maga in Europe either. So you can see also the people of Europe, they don't want Maga. This one saying that they wear those stupid hats because they crave attention, so immature. This one saying that Maga don't come to Germany. So you can see this one saying that never forget, no forgive Maga. So this one saying that Canadian here, the entire world is tired of the US shit. Get a grip on your government and fast. So you can see the whole world, it is tired with America right now. So this one saying that you get what you vote for. Make America go alone. So this one saying that make America go alone. So the entire world, instead of saying make America great again, they are saying make America go away. This one is saying that we in Australia, I wonder what stupid shit the orange turd will do next. No, this one is saying that you people don't realize how your president has fed up the world economy. Exactly. Also the whole world right now, they are tired with America because of how they have influenced the whole world economy, because of United States involving with Iran fight. So DJT was the one who started this war. He started striking Iran, and Iran, they went ahead and retaliating. And because of this war, Iran and America, you can see how the whole world, it has been affected, because a huge amount of oil, it was passing from Iran, the Strait of Hormuz. So right now, majority of the countries, they are experiencing high gas price, and also we know that when gas price, it is very high, also the economy becomes high, the groceries, the food stuff, also it becomes high because of the fuel. So because of that, we are seeing that the whole world, it is putting all the blame from to the United States because of starting the war with Iran. So you can see how the whole world, it is now upset with America because it has made the economy to go high, and that it is one of the reasons also to why these people, why the Maga, they are receiving a warm welcoming when they are going in abroad country. So let me just read this one. This one saying that Canadian here, it's absolutely It is absolutely enraged me that people anywhere are dying from diabetes in a Western countries with hospital and doctor and food and cars, and yet people are dying because they are systemically cut off from any routes to help. Can't see a doctor, can't afford medication, lost their jobs, lost their benefit. It's like they are being punished because they are not wealthy. This one saying that let's not forget Maga is dumb, stupid, and full of hate. Yeah. So kindly guys, you can also share your thoughts on the comment section. Let me know what you think about how Maga people that are being welcome. Let me know what you think, and also remember to give a video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you on my next one. Bye bye.